What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. We've got quite an exciting one for you today because we are going to be basically taking you around with us the full day to show you what it's like for a GB karate athlete who is in training for the Olympic Qualification tournament. So we're going to be taking you around every single training session that we get up to from session 1, session 2 and session 3, and what we get up to in those sessions, so you can basically see what it's like for a GB athlete who's in training for the Olympic Qualification tournament and the hard work, the dedication and all the hours that they put in to reach the pinnacle of their sport. So make sure to stay tuned. Okay, so I didn't quite envision the start of this video going this way. So I basically rocked up for session 1, which was meant to be a conditioning session at the track. Lo and behold, the track is actually shut. Gates were up, everything was closed off. So we don't quit on this channel, we don't make any excuses, so we're just going to head into the gym and get a sprint session on the go there. So I'll catch you up after that session because I don't think I'm going to be able to video in a public space like that in a gym environment. So I'll catch you after this session to explain what I've done. Woo! Oh my god, what a start to the day. That conditioning session was something else. I'll explain it all in a minute, but yeah, I'm knackered. You think sprints are not easy, it's only a short distance, but oh my god, when you go max effort, they really take it out of you. So yeah, let's just dive straight into what the session was. So obviously we are 1 week out from Paris, so we are quite in a tapering phase, so to speak. So we want to keep everything short and sharp for the full day, which is basically what every session is going to be like. We want to be able to maximise our potential every single time we do a movement, a technique or a sprint. We want to be going full and then having a good recovery in between, and this session wasn't any different. So obviously I've started off with a nice warm up, get the muscles nice and warm so we don't pull anything, which would be a travesty 1 week out from Paris. But yeah, the session itself, it wasn't a very long session. Everything was very short, sharp, good recovery in between, and we don't want to be prolonging the sessions when we don't need to, and I'll get onto that later on. So yeah, the first part of the session, we done 9 sprints for 20 metres. So 20 metres, it doesn't seem that far, but in karate, you don't actually travel that far. You're on a 9x6 tatami, correct me if I'm wrong. So the actual movement from one end of the tatami to the other, it isn't that great a distance. So that is why we're putting in these short, sharp sprints, because we want to be able to maximise the specificity to the actual sport that we are doing. So there's no point doing a 200 metre, a 400 metre run when it's not specific to the sport. So that's why we stick with nice short, sharp movements, get the fast twitch muscle fibres working, and then that's just going to carry over into the actual karate work itself as well. So yeah, it started off 9 sprints for 20 metres, and then nice back off, nice recovery after that. So probably what aiming for maybe a 1 to 4 rest. So say that sprint took maybe 3 seconds, we were resting for like maybe another 15 seconds, then back in, because obviously in karate it's a very intermittent sport, so you want to be able to produce the high levels of movements, then you're going to have a short sharp break and then straight back into it. Yeah, so yeah, that was the first part. And the second part, we done 6 sprints at 40 metres, which again, it may not seem that big a distance, but the reason we're doing it is we're just trying to overload the muscles as well. Yeah, I'm saying we only need this certain amount of distance to cover in the sport, but you also want to be able to maximise your potential, because obviously you don't want to be doing the short burst at 20 metres and then dying after that. So you need to be able to do more to make it actually easier when you go back into your sport and you're only doing that short, sharp movement. You've already done the greater distance, so it's going to actually be easier in the long run. So yeah, we done 6 sprints at 40, then we done 3 sprints at 60 for the exact same reasons, and then finish it off, we just went 1 full out sprint at 100 metres just to gauge what time we're at, and yeah, I was relatively happy. I won't reveal it as yet. We will save it for a proper track session, because you can't really tell how fast you're truly going on a treadmill. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned for a track session coming up soon. So yeah, that has been session 1. It didn't go quite to plan, but that's just life in general. You need to be able to overcome all these obstacles in your way, and that's probably what we've done as athletes to be able to reach the Olympic qualification tournament. We've got over all these obstacles. It's been 3-4 years of qualifying. We've went all around the world qualifying for all these tournaments. I've had a full-time job as well to balance. I've been at uni as well. So in life, you're going to get obstacles in your way, but we don't make any excuses. We just find an alternative route, and we still manage to get a really successful training session in. So yeah, that has been session 1 in the bag, and I'll catch you for session 2. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to session number 2 of the day. So we're here in the dojo for our karate specific session. So for today's session, we're going to be focusing a lot on half katas, because as a karate athlete we can spend hours upon hours on a single move, perfecting it. If we can't put into big sections like it's going to be on the tatami, then it really is a wasted time. So we're going to be putting some big half katas together for the lead up to Paris to see if we can get that complete performance that we are after. So I'm not going to bore you with any warm-up, because you should have seen that on yesterday's video. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Let's go. So there we have it. That is the final karate session in Scotland completed. We now travel down to London tomorrow and then on to Paris for the qualifiers. Training has been feeling really good. The main thing that I've been trying to focus on is just staying positive and being happy and enjoying my training, because I feel if you're doing that, then you're just going to be able to grow and progress even more. You're going to enjoy what you're doing, what you're learning, and it's been the biggest thing for me since coming out of lockdown, coming out of all these quarantines. I've found a new love and a new passion for my training, so I'm really excited for heading off to London, then off to Paris for the Olympic Qualification tournament. So that is session number 2, wrapped up in the bag. So I'll catch you for session number 3. Let's go. Wow, we have made it to session number 3 of the day. The final session is coming up. So yeah, the final session of the day is usually a little bit of strength based or Olympic lifting, so that is why I am at CrossFit Glasgow, where I'm going to be taking part in an Olympic weightlifting session just to work on the strength and the power which is required within karate. So yeah, let's just go and get it. And just like that, session number 3, the final session of the day, is wrapped up. So it was a really good session. Overall, we were focusing a lot on contracting muscles at the right time, but also explosive power and speed throughout the movements, because obviously we are 1 week out from the Olympic qualifying event, so we don't want to be going super heavy on all the weights now. We just want quick, short, sharp movements with explosive power throughout them, and then a good recovery in between. So with the overhead squat and the snatch position, we were focused on contracting the muscles at the right time, so obviously focused on contracting the core at the bottom to keep stabilised, and also the legs, and also driving up out of it, which is important within kata, because obviously if you're not contracting the right muscles at the right time, your moves aren't going to finish, you're not going to get the proper kime out of it. So that was important, that was what the focus was on that one. And then moving on to the snatch balance and also the snatch grip pull, we were focusing a lot on the quick firing power, the explosiveness throughout the movements, because obviously within karate, within kata specifically, you need to have those short, sharp bursts of movement to be able to produce that speed and the power at the right moment. So that was a focus on that one. The weights weren't heavy, they were about maybe 60-65% of the maxes. So it was just, as I said, short, sharp, explosive movements, and then a good recovery in between, because we want to keep those explosive movements throughout, just like we would in a kata. So as I say, 1 week out, that is session number 3 wrapped up, and I will catch you at home. Finally, we can get some food in us, so I'll see you there. So there we go, 3 sessions in the bag, a full day of training as a GB athlete as I prepare for the Olympic qualifiers in Paris next week. So we had our conditioning session in the morning, which was sprint based. So obviously we're looking at the sharp movements which are needed in karate. So we were focused on about maybe 85% full out, and then a good rest in between, because we want to keep each movement as high and as close to the max as possible, so we get the most out of each sprint. Then moving on, we had our karate specific session, so we're focusing on a lot of half katas, try to build everything up, put it all together for Paris next week. So we're looking at just building big sections together, focusing on each technique, making sure it's big, got a good pause in between, and we're just focusing on getting ready for Paris, which is very exciting. And then finally, our third session was our Olympic weightlifting session at CrossFit Glasgow, and again that was focused predominantly on a lot of short, sharp movements with good contraction of each muscle group, which is again important for kata. So everything was very specific and tapered to what I need at the specific point, which is 1 week out from Paris. Now a lot of people ask me how I'm able to train 3 times a day. I'm not a full-time athlete, as in I'm not funded, but I train as if I am one. And I guess it's down to training smart, because obviously I don't have an infinite amount of time on my hands to dedicate to karate each day. I've got a full-time job as well. So it really is focusing on what we need to work on that specific day and not wasting any sessions. So we're maybe only working between 1 to 2 hours on each session, which accumulates to obviously 5 to 6 hours a day. So it's all about training smart in those sessions. We don't want to waste anything. We don't want to be doing anything that is unnecessary. We want it to keep it as specific as possible to get the maximum out of each session. And that's how over the years I've been able to grow as an athlete and basically get me onto Team GB and to the Olympic qualifying event in Paris. So that has been a full day of training as a GB athlete as we are preparing for 1 week out at Paris for the Olympic qualification tournament. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next one, because over the course of the week we're going to be taking you along with us to the Olympic qualification tournament in Paris, so you do not want to miss any of those videos. So stay tuned, I'll catch you in the next one.